And good morning. It's your friendly neighborhood Tironan, and we are flying the skies of Albion. We have our P51 H, and this is the mid-upgrade review. We have been looking at the Alpine Gambit Vertical all night long. Same map over and over and over and over. Um, we'll talk about the upgrades right now, but we have the mid-grade engine upgrade, we have the airframe upgrade, and we have the midline gun upgrade. I've also added Polish 2 to this aircraft. And you might want to say in the middle of upgrade, why would you do that? Well, because it brings the speed of the aircraft up to 501 miles an hour, which is better than I can get out of an engine upgrade. And when I finish the engine upgrades, I will be at 508 miles an hour. And if you remember my last review, I was talking about how fast the aircraft was. Well, it is. It is an extremely fast aircraft. But it's like Winston Churchill said about democracy. It's the worst form of government until you compare it to everything else. You're going to run into loads of ME-262s, of TL-109s, of METL-109s, and JM8s. And you're going to say to yourself, okay, so what? Well, they're all faster than me. And they're all boom and zoomers. And what they want to do, more than anything else, is the standard boom and zoom tactic, where they hit you, run away before you can ever do anything about it, and cause you endless amounts of grief. And repeat, in perfect safety. I don't agree with that tactic. And while I can't put jet engines on this thing, what I can do is close the speed gap. And the closer you get to a speed gap, the more time they have to linger in your short-range guns. You will remember when I told you that I thought that the P51 was going to come up undergunned, and it has. And the reason is that everything in the world was carrying 20 millimeters. And there is a historic fact for that, in the fact that the U.S. could never get its 20 millimeters working the way that it wanted them to, because of a light primer strike. And that just came down to, well, apparently to the chamber being a little bit long for what it was supposed to be. Want to get rid of that quickly so we didn't have to all our pilots chasing the bombers. And now we'll get back to where we were supposed to be. I don't normally chase bombers, but there's a point in time where you kind of anticipate your bot's behavior and try to ameliorate it as best you can. And if you can do it so quickly, that's one thing. If you're spending all your time chasing bombers, you're messing up. So I have not changed my stance at all, but I will say that I will not, but I will occasionally, especially if I'm in a heavy fighter, get way ahead of everybody else, eliminate the bombers and then the bots, and go back to what they're supposed to be doing. Now you'll notice how fast I am closing right now. And this jet is now figuring out that he is screwed up because he can't get away. Now, they're not all that maneuverable, but what they can do is come around in these big looping circles, and you will have to adjust your firing tactics accordingly. He's lost about half his health to me. My next upgrade will not be the engine, it will be the machine gun upgrade, because it desperately needs it. You notice how much time I am spending. And Captain Ruin and I were talking about this over at Ruin Gaming. He said, you know, when I first got my P51 H, I was spending huge amounts of time behind aircraft. And that is the one thing you do not want to do. Especially in this tier where everybody out there is very quick. Everybody's just waiting to kill you. And everybody's got big guns, and that's a bad combination to be stuck on somebody's tail. Now, if you are a mouse driver like me, I will tell you that it is worth your time to get an oversized mouse pad, so that you are not constantly lifting that mouse off, so you can get these nice smooth turns. And this fellow is quickly figuring out that he can't outmaneuver me either. But as I told you before, that doesn't stop the ME-262 from coming up and wiping me out in perfect safety. That's just a fact of life. That's going to be one of the things you will have to live with the P51 H, is there are lots of jet aircraft and you're still in a prop. Luckily, the aircraft after this is an FJ-1 Fury, and that will help a lot. Well, Mr. Albright is a bot, and I can all but guarantee you what he's got on his primitive little mind, which is free shots at me. And now he's doing his standard boom and zoom, running away at top speed. But he's going to the wrong area. And now he needs to turn. Oh, what a shame. But again, we're spending lots of time back behind this aircraft, trying to get the guns to do what we need to do. The biggest single failure on the weapon, it's an aircraft that fairly screams for a need for 420s. You won't, and I got somebody on my tail again. We're going to have to immediately turn around. Not one, but two of the guys. And the ME-262 once again did it to me. Not that this is getting old, by the way. You know, in this world of fantasy aircraft, would it have killed them to put a P-80 out there that could actually get out there and fight with it? And by the way, you may hear lots of stories about the ME-262 being a superior fighter to the P-80. No less an authority than, oh, the name escapes me. It'll come to me in a bit. Meantime, I've got a KI-94 I want to spend some time putting my guns into. Oh, it's driving me nuts. That name is just on the edge of my mind. For equipment upgrades on this aircraft, by the way, I am going to tell you that what I would really recommend for this is aircraft polish number 1, the lightweight airframe number 2, and the control adjustments 3. Yes, you really can kill jet aircraft with this, provided you see them coming. The tactic of the boom zoomers doesn't change any. They're just better at it, faster at it. And we're going to win this. This is a good thing. This was a relatively rough fight, but it worked out okay. We'll go back to the hangar. And we'll talk about the upgrades and what's next. All right, there's my friend Juan Mendoza, also known as Dave from Down Under. We killed 5 aircraft, captured a sector. I was destroyed twice doing it. It's a rough tier to be in. Summary, let's take a look. We got about 33 and 269 and 134. In team score, we came in right at mid-rank. And I will point out these two gentlemen that probably did more to save the game for us than everybody else combined. Protect your ground attack aircraft, people. All right, well, we'll take a look at what we can bring here. We're winning on the Allied side again. This is the 3rd night in a row. Not sure what's going on with that, but I'm not changing sides until I get done here. All right, let's take a look at the upgrades. This is what I want. I'm still 10,000 points away from it. We've got enough silver, but we haven't got quite enough experience. It's going to be another 2 or 3 games to get that. And then we'll move on to the engine, which is another 3 or 4 games beyond that. And then for the equipment, we will get the lightweight airframe and the control surface adjustment to give us a little more turnability. I gave some serious thought to going with a reinforced airframe, but just couldn't quite see it. This is an excellent aircraft at this level. It's not as fast as you want to get, but I'm going to, for all my irritation with the 262s, I'm going to tell you that they don't appear to be anything else but booming and zooming. They can kind of loop around a little bit to get away from you, and they just have to get away from you long enough or keep out of your gun sights and accumulate as little damage as they can while they let their superior airspeed get away. But the faster you get this aircraft, the more time they have to spend underneath your guns. And if you're not busy chasing somebody else with your inadequate armament, you'll have a pretty good time at it. So this is going to be what I'm going to get. And when I do that, I go up to 390 points, and I get another 100 feet of effective range. So that's going to be very important. We're going to want to get that, and then we'll get the last of the airframes. When I get the last of the last of the engine upgrades, I should say, that's going to put us at 484, and then you multiply that by 105, and we're going to be at 508 miles an hour. Now, it's still not going to put you in jet aircraft territory, but it is going to make them have to spend longer under your guns if they get it. Excuse me. And when they get their engines damaged, you're going to be on all that much quicker. Those are good things to have at this level. And that will be the end of my prop planes for this line. The next aircraft will be the Fury. And that is, again, I believe that's a North American product, which means the one after that is the holy grail of the American fighter line, which is the F-86 Sabre. And that's its own storied aircraft. So we'll talk about those at a later date. But in the meantime, It's certainly a good aircraft. I've certainly enjoyed it. I win a whole lot more than I lose in it, and the aircraft makes it fairly easy to do. So, though I will admit, I wish it had another 50 mile per hour in airspeed, and it would be just about perfect. All right. So that's going to wrap up the midline or mid-tier review for the P51 H. And we will talk to you all tomorrow. Remember to like the video if you'd like it. If you don't like it, just let me know what we can change, what we can do better. What did you like? What did you dislike? Criticism's a good thing. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. And when you, please remember to subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get. We're just about 2.5 months into operation here. We've gone over 10,000 views, and I can't thank all of you enough. I appreciate you to the bottom of my heart. I'm humbly appreciative of all your efforts on my behalf. Thank you so much. You have a great day.